Hi guys, welcome to ConceptKart with SwMX, episode number 4. The concept that we want to discuss today is the Dunning Krugger Effect. Right? We all have seen people around who are bad at something, right? And there are those people who are really bad at something, but these are not the scariest ones. The scariest ones are those who are actually bad at something and they're super confident about it. And let me tell you, psychology actually has a term for this phenomena. It's the Dunning Krugger Effect. To put it in simple terms, Dunning Krugger effect is a cognitive bias wherein people with low ability massively overestimate their skill set, right? Simply because they don't know enough to see what they really don't know, right? In simple words, ignorance makes you overconfident and knowledge makes you humble. And let me tell you a short story around how this Dunning-Kruger effect actually came into theory and how it became a part of our academic literature worldwide. There was this guy who robbed a bank and he put some lemon juice on his face and he thought that he would become invisible to the camera, right? This actually happened. I'm not kidding. This actually happened. Go Google it. And the two people, Dunning and Kruger, they saw this phenomenon and they said, we really need to study this. Like, why this happened? And then the emergence of the Dunning-Kruger effect came into action, right? Let me tell you about the confidence curve that you've lived your entire lives but probably haven't seen it. The first part is the Mount Stupid, where you know a little bit but you feel absolutely overconfident about things. So for example, you watch one podcast between say two political commentators on geopolitics, right? Global geopolitics. And you feel that you are an expert in geopolitics, right? So that's Mount Stupid. The second is the Valley of Panic, wherein you learn more and then you start to realize that you really don't know much, right? That's where the real intelligence begins, right? It's like when one of my very close friends once told me that when you're surrounded by darkness, don't be dejected, right? Because maybe you've been replanted, right? So that's the Valley of Panic for you. Then there is the slow climb, which basically means that you become expert at something, your confidence returns, you're not quiet, wise, calibrated in your approach, and your reaction to any opinion or any factual statement is, right, I might be wrong about this, but let me check. That's the paradox, right? The smarter you get, the less certain you are, and the dumber you are, the louder you sound, right? Nature has a wicked way of doing things. Why is it dangerous today? Because we live in a world where volume beats accuracy. People tend to believe in the argument of power much more than the power of argument, right? There's always this fitness expert who lives on Maggie secretly. There's always this relationship coach who's been single ever since, say, the Industrial Revolution. Then there is this finance guru who's never really seen a tax return statement in his entire life, right? So how do we avoid this trap in our day-to-day dealings? Let me give you a 4-step framework around this. First is be curious before being certain, right? Certainty is often a symptom of not knowing enough, right? The second would be ask better questions instead of giving faster answers, right? Or faster opinions. The third would be learn enough to recognize your blind spot, right? Practice this and Google this Johari window concept. It might help you guys. Fourth would be keep people around you who challenge you, who push you to think, because real friends help you manufacture growth and clarity, right? To end it on a closing note, confidence is not a sign of competence, right? Knowing your limits is. When in doubt, doubt yourself enough to learn. So signing off on that note, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow again with another new concept on ConceptKart with SwMX. Thanks again.